Denise, our cousin Jackie, and I set out one morning to explore the Merritt Island National Wildlife Refuge, which lies east of Titusville, Florida, and just to the north of the Kennedy Space Center. These lands provide habitat for more than 1,500 species of plants and wildlife. The refuge traces its beginnings to the development of the nation's space program. In 1962, NASA acquired 140,000 acres of land, water, and marshes adjacent to Cape Canaveral to establish the John F. Kennedy Space Center. NASA built a launch complex and other space-related facilities, but development of most of the area was not necessary. In 1963, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service signed an agreement to establish the refuge. Today, the Department of Interior manages most of these unused portions of the Kennedy Space Center. After checking Google Maps when we returned home, I discovered that we were only a little more than 9.5 miles away from the Vehicle Assembly Building when we took in the view from this observation tower along the Cruikshank hiking trail near the middle of the refuge. I also found out that the Visitor Center and the Boardwalk Nature Trail behind it are only about 1 3/4 miles from the end of the runway that was used to land the space shuttles at the end of some of their missions. With an excellent long-term working relationship among NASA, the Fish and Wildlife Service, and the National Park Service, this unique area is a shining example of how nature and technology can peacefully coexist. The Visitor Center featured many displays showing the various birds, animals, and their habitats throughout the refuge. The center's boardwalk eases you into an introduction to typical habitats on the refuge and provides an easy spot for birding. Short yet broad, the boardwalk follows the edge of an oak hummock to a roofed observation deck overlooking a pond. The boardwalk then leads past a butterfly and native plant garden along the edge of the pond to the edge of the marsh. It continues into the deep shade of the oak hummock, making a loop. Along the route are several benches and a covered observation deck over the pond, perfect for picture taking when the birds are within range. We were able to get some great shots of a pair of osprey nesting. The Visitor Center and Boardwalk are only a small part of what the refuge has to offer. We also drove deeper into the area by taking the Black Point Wildlife Drive, which will be featured in part 2 of this video. For now, follow along as we begin to explore the Merritt Island National Wildlife Refuge.
There's an osprey.
Oh, okay. When we go out, they got a life-size replica of an eagle's nest over there. Bald eagle.
And they got a telescope.
There, oh, the osprey just landed.
These are birds over here. Yeah, yeah. Great.
Okay, this is the Merritt Island Wildlife Preserve in Central Florida. Really pretty place. And here's my honey.